Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the second annual Friendship Dinner here at the Pennsylvania State Capitol. My name is Omer Dogru, and I'll be guiding us through the evening. It's an honor to be here with all of you this evening. We're going to be kicking our event off with the singing of the national anthem, followed by God Bless America, sung by Representative Ed Pashinsky and accompanied by the Elysium Quartet. Thank you.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose bright stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. And we're going to do God Bless America now too? We hope God will bless us, right? Definitely.
No. Yeah. Okay, what can we do?
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. Sing with me. From the mountain to the prairie, to the ocean, wide with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. From the mountains to the prairies, to the ocean, wide with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. Thank you for allowing me the privilege. Thank you.
That was wonderful. Can we give another round of applause for those who are represented and the band? Ladies and gentlemen, for those who joined us last year, I'm sure you haven't forgotten the message we shared. And if I had to guess, you probably haven't forgotten about the lamb shank either. I'm not entirely sure what's on the menu this evening, but if last year was any indication, I'm confident we're in for another wonderful meal. Last year, we launched this gathering during the holy month of Ramadan when we came together to share an iftar dinner. That evening reminded us that one of the simplest acts, a shared table, can also be one of the most meaningful. We discovered that when people from different faiths, backgrounds, and perspectives sit together, listen to one another, and share a meal, barriers began to give way to understanding and friendships began to grow. My hope is that years from now, we'll look back and realize that we weren't simply attending a dinner. We were helping establish a tradition that brings Pennsylvanians of all backgrounds together in friendship. This year, while we gather outside of Ramadan, that spirit remains the same. Our theme, a shared table, a shared future, reminds us that the relationships we build today help shape the communities we leave for tomorrow. And especially fitting that we gather here in the state capitol, a place where important conversations help shape the future of our Commonwealth. Tonight reminds us that some of the most meaningful conversations don't begin at the podium or behind a desk, but around a shared table. Just as we reflected last year, we continue to live in a time when division often dominates the headlines. Yet evenings like this remind us that understanding doesn't begin with winning an argument. It begins with listening. It begins across a table, one conversation at a time. Tonight offers a story, one of dialogue over disagreement, understanding over assumption, and friendship over fear. Before we continue, I would like to recognize the many people who made this evening possible. This evening would not have happened without the dedication of our outstanding host committee, and I'd like to recognize each of its members. Representatives Tariq Khan, Ben Waxman, Melissa Serrato, Nancy Genst, Lisa Borowski, Greg Vitale, Jesse Topper, Steve Malagari, Joe Webster, Milu McKenzie, Mike Schosper, Ismail Smith Wade L., and Senator James Malone. Please join me in thanking them for the time, energy, and commitment that they have invested. I'd also like to extend our sincere gratitude to our friends and leaders from the Christian, Baha'i, Buddhist, Jewish, and Muslim communities whose partnership and commitment to interfaith dialogue continue to strengthen our Commonwealth. Finally, thank you to the Peace Island Institute and its partner organizations, whom are the Red Rose Intercultural and Educational Foundation, the Lehigh Dialogue Center, the Pennsylvania Dialogue Forum, and the Chestnut Retreat for your collaboration, leadership, and unwavering commitment to building bridges across our communities. Thank you. And most importantly, thank you for being here this evening. Every person in this room contributes to the spirit of tonight, and your presence reflects that a shared belief that understanding begins with simply showing up, sitting together, and listening to one another. In just a few moments, we'll take about 10 minutes for some table discussions using a few icebreaker questions. I encourage you to introduce yourself to someone you haven't met before, ask a question, share your story, and be curious about theirs. Some of the most meaningful friendships begin with a simple conversation, and tonight is an opportunity to expand our circles and build new connections. Thank you for being here, and thank you for believing in the power of friendship. At the center of your tables, you will find a number of cups filled with questions. At this time, please take about 10 minutes to pick questions and start getting to know each other. Thank you.
And pass that budget. Let's give them a round of applause for their hard work. Joking aside, that is really important that they showed up. This is really stressful time. I know I have been following this budget calendar for probably 30 years in Pennsylvania. I know how difficult it is to get an agreement on things that is going to work. And deadline is tomorrow, if you didn't know. But here tonight, after Turkish coffee, I think we will settle this down. Good evening. Welcome to second annual Friendship Dinner at the Pennsylvania State Capitol. My name is Saeed Onal, and I serve as president of the Red Rose Intercultural and Educational Foundation. Red Rose is honored to be one of the many partner organizations that helped make this evening possible. Before I say anything else, I would like to express our deepest gratitude to Peace Islands of Pennsylvania, the lead organizing organization behind this wonderful event. Their vision, dedication, and commitment to bringing people together have made tonight possible. I am also grateful to all our partnering organizations, volunteers, community leaders, and especially our legislative host for opening this beautiful space to all of us. Tonight, I am privileged to speak not only on behalf of Red Rose, but on behalf of all organizing partners who believe in simple yet powerful idea. When people come together around the table, communities become stronger. Looking around this magnificent rotunda, we were just discussing with the secretary, probably the most beautiful Capitol building in America or around the world. Yeah. Whoever did this, that they really did a great job. If it was today, they probably wouldn't be able to build it. So great job. And looking at this magnificent building, I see elected officials, faith leaders, educators, business professionals, nonprofit leaders, students, and neighbors from many different backgrounds. We may come from different places and traditions, but tonight we gather as one community. Our team is selected very carefully. Shared table, shared future. You know, throughout history, some of the most important conversations have happened around a meal. Families have been formed, friendships have begun, peace has been negotiated, budget has been passed, and communities have been strengthened while people shared food together. In fact, there is an old saying that goes something like this: people may argue before dinner, but it's much harder to argue while sharing a dessert. And I believe there's Turkish baklava tonight, so that should also settle it after Turkish coffee. I don't know if that is officially documented in any history book, but I do know this: when people sit together, break bread together, and hear each other's stories, walls begin to come down. Food has always been one of the humanity's universal languages. Long before social media, emails, or even telephones, people invited one another to their tables. An invitation to share a meal was an invitation to friendship, trust, and understanding. And that is exactly why we are here tonight. In a time when it is easy to stay within our own circles, tonight is an opportunity to expand those circles. It is a chance to meet someone whose story is different from ours. To listen with curiosity and to discover that we often have more in common than we realize. There is also something especially meaningful about gathering under this historic dome. The Pennsylvania Capitol belongs to every Pennsylvanian. It is a symbol of our shared responsibility and our shared future. Tonight, this rotunda becomes more than a seat of government. It becomes a place of friendship, dialogue, and human connection. At the Peace Island Institute, and among all of our partner organizations, we believe that strong communities are built relationship by relationship. They are built when people know each other by name, when they share their stories, and when they learn to appreciate one another's experience. The friendships that begin tonight may seem small, but history teaches us that great things often begin with simple conversations. a handshake, a shared meal, and new friendship. So I encourage each of you this evening, introduce yourself to someone you have never met before. Ask questions, listen carefully, share your story, and most importantly, enjoy the opportunity to build a new connection. Because a stronger Pennsylvania is not built only through legislation. It's built through relationships, it's built through trust, and it's built relationship by relationship. They are built when people know each other by name, when they share their stories, and when they learn to appreciate one another's experience. The friendships that begin tonight may seem small, but history teaches us that great things often begin with simple conversations. A handshake, a shared meal, and new friendship. So, I encourage each of you this evening, introduce yourself to someone you have never met before. Ask questions, listen carefully, share your story, and most importantly, enjoy the opportunity to build a new connection. Because a stronger Pennsylvania is not built only through legislation. It's built through relationships, it's built through trust, and it's built when neighbors choose to come together around a shared table. Thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting this vision, and thank you for helping us create a stronger community and a brighter future for all. Enjoy the evening, enjoy the food, enjoy the conversation, and welcome to Friendship.
Thank you for those kind words, Mr. Enol. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now my honor to invite our Secretary Akbar Hussain to the podium to share a few words.
Thank you so much, and thank you to the Peace Island Institute for hosting this evening together. I was joking earlier, this is probably the nicest dining room I'll ever get to eat in. So thank you to the state legislature for allowing us to be here today. I do want to note the importance of our legislative members who are here today. I want to take a moment to recognize them if they would all stand, just because of the importance of how they are here today. So where's our legislative members? Listen, thank you. I serve as the governor's policy secretary, and this time is an incredibly busy time. They probably have 30 different places they could be, yet they have made the time to be here with us to celebrate and to eat and to build community, and that takes a lot. It's also very fitting that we're all sitting here today in a rotunda that is representative of the vision of William Penn. If you all recall the story of William Penn and the founding of Pennsylvania, when they came and they arrived to our shores, they came on a ship that was titled Welcome. It was a ship and a vision that ultimately led to the founding of Pennsylvania, a place that they envisioned would be a place that would welcome anyone and everyone, no matter what you look like, no matter who you loved, no matter who you prayed to. And that is representative of the vision that you see here in this room today, just in this audience. It is also representative of the vision that the governor has for a Pennsylvania. And you've all heard him say he wants Pennsylvania to be a place where everyone has the freedom to chart their own course and the opportunity to succeed. And that opportunity, as we all come together, is created in rooms like this when we talk about the differences that we have. It's created when communities come together and when organizations come together to take lead. Listen, I'll be a little silly in saying government can only do so much. We stand in a room that serves as the hall of government, yet our power is limited. Most of the power in how we make a difference in our communities, it rests within you all. And the fact that you're here, you're ready to engage, is an exciting moment for all of us to take in. So I just want to say welcome. welcome from the governor's office, welcome from our community. Appreciate the work that you're all doing. At the end of the day, remember, someone famous once said, opportunity is who we are. And the greatest challenge of our generation is to restore that promise. I believe we can do that when government takes the lead, but also when communities come together. So looking forward to meeting most of you throughout the day. Thank you. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, Secretary Hussein. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm welcome to Senator James Malone to share a few words.
Thank you, and good evening, everyone. As said, I am Senator James Andrew Malone. I represent the 36th Senatorial District, which is the majority of northern Lancaster County. I'm pleased to welcome you to the state capitol for this friendship dinner. I want to emphasize that this is our capital, right? We, the people of Pennsylvania, have a shared ownership of this place. Within these walls, our elected leaders, myself included, are tasked with creating laws that reflect our shared responsibility to respect and serve all of our neighbors in the Commonwealth. I love the shared table, shared future theme of this event because it highlights how our futures are entwined. I believe the way we build a strong future is by bringing everyone to the decision-making table. We must have open dialogue and work together to move toward a brighter tomorrow. For that to happen, everyone needs to be welcome at the table. I can't think of a better way to start that than by sharing our favorite foods. Food is a powerful tool for bringing people together. It represents unique histories, cultures, and the diverse groups that are here today. It also reminds us that our differences are beautiful and best appreciated when celebrated and shared with one another. Pennsylvania was built on a principle of religious freedom, and we honor that heritage today by welcoming dialogue between different faiths, cultures, and countries of origin. I'm proud to be sharing a table with all of you and to call you my neighbors. With that, I'd like to thank the Peace Island Institute for hosting this wonderful gathering and my fellow elected officials who are here in support. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Steve Malagari to the podium to say a few words on behalf of the host committee.
I would just like to ask my fellow reps who wish to come up here and make a greeting to everybody to please join me up here and give them a moment. Please thank them. So I'm Representative Steve Malagari, and as Rep Webster gets himself up here, I represent a portion of Montgomery County, the 53rd Legislative District. It is a pleasure to be with all of you here. I want to thank the Peace Islands Institute and all of the partner organizations for your collaboration over a couple years now that we've been doing events together and growing and being a part of a large community, but a small community as well. And the reason why I say small community is because as we have these conversations with each other, the world becomes a smaller place. We start to learn a little bit more about each other and understand who we are as individuals, as people, as human beings, and the commonalities that we all have with each other. And by sharing a meal is going to be great. And over Ramadan, we had some wonderful meals. My host is in front of me, and thank you so much as well. But I really do appreciate everybody being here with us, and thank you for this opportunity for us to share our experience with all of you, but you to share it with us as well. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you all for coming. I'm State Representative Malou McKenzie. I represent part of Northampton County, part of Lehigh County, and the top part of Montgomery County. As an 8th-generation Pennsylvanian, I stand here in the Capitol proudly welcoming everyone to the Capitol. I know that William Penn thought of this Commonwealth as being a holy experiment, where everyone could come and have their religion be tolerated and accepted. And so thank you all for doing that, and I think he'd be proud of us today as we come together in peace and love. And may Pennsylvania be an island of peace in the world. Thank you.
I guess it's my turn because where I was standing. So I guess we'll just go to the line. So yeah, we're gonna go down the line. So make sure you have something to say. I'm State Representative Tara Khan, and we'll just give a shout out to. So I'm the 5th Muslim, I think, representative, the 1st Muslim, Representative Ron Waters from Philadelphia. Representative, please, former representative, please stand up. Trailblazer. So I'm very grateful to Peace Islands. I've been working with Saeed and the folks from Peace Islands for, I think, my entire term. And they actually came up to me when I was first elected, and they said that they wanted to do activities in our district that would help people that were hungry, that were in need. And so we've had several food drives in my district with Peace Islands where we're giving food to people, going door to door, giving frozen food to people, good food, high quality food to people that are hungry. And as someone who has spent a lot of time with Saeed in the organization, I'm very proud that we have the common value of seeking peace. I think right now, where we are in our world, we need more peace. We need more organizations that value peace and that work collectively toward peace. Yeah, thank you. It's something first that we do in the legislature. Governor Shapiro, and thank you, Secretary Akbar, for your comments. Governor Shapiro signed a law that we all voted for that established nonprofit security grants, and I was a proud co-prime author with that gave $5 million to our mosques, our synagogues, our churches that were at risk for hate crimes, our LGBTQ centers that were at risk for hate crimes in this time. And not only did we get that bill passed for $5 million, in the last budget, we doubled it to $10 million. And that's the investment that we're making here in the Commonwealth. And it's not just nonprofit security grants, it's other things. It's doing the work that are bringing our communities together. We're working on bills right now that are going to recognize our holidays. So we're recognizing Eid al-Adha, which currently is not recognized as a state holiday. But guess what? Yom Kippur is also not recognized as a state holiday here in Pennsylvania. Eid al-Fitr is not recognized as a state holiday in Pennsylvania. Guess what else isn't recognized? Rosh Hashanah, not recognized in the Commonwealth as a state holiday. So we're doing the work, bipartisan work, and also across different faiths of legislators to get legislation like that passed. And also I'm very proud that we're working on a Holocaust and anti-hate grant program bill that we're trying to get through. We have, I'm a Muslim, we have a Jewish person and a Christian representative in solidarity bringing this bill, because at a time like now, we think it's a given because we're all here today, right? We think it's a given that celebrating and talking about our different cultures and our different religions and our different perspectives should be something that is a given. But guess what? It's not. And I think President Carter said it best in the Rose Garden when they were signing the peace deal between Israel and Egypt. And he said, peace has something that's very similar to its enemy, war. And peace is active, not passive. Peace is doing. Peace is aggressive. You wage peace, you strategize. And that's the work that I think we all have to do. And we all have agency to do it in our communities, in our family, in our neighborhoods, and as legislators in our positions. It's not for other people, it's for us to do. And that's the work that Peace Islands is committed to, and we are grateful to be partners. Thank you.
Good evening. I'm State Representative Paul Takak. I represent Center County, the little school there called Penn State, which you may have heard of once. I'll be very brief because I'm very mindful of the fact that we're standing between you and some really amazing food. But I just wanted to say thank you for being here. And I always say this is the people's house, and it's all of our living room and dining room. But I'm privileged to represent a community that has great diversity, and not everyone has that in their home communities. So I'm always reminded that, you know, despite what the rhetoric is these days, our strength does lie in our diversity. That is what made our country great, and that is what will make our country great in the future as well. So thank you very much for being here.
I'm going to echo the same words because even though I'm not Turkish, it is my favorite food. So I'm very excited. My name is Tara Probst, and I'm the state representative in the Poconos, basically Eastern Monroe and Southern Pike County. I have an extremely diverse district, and it is my favorite thing about my district. My friends are Muslim, Jewish, Christian, and at my table I have the Buddhist temple, I have the Presbyterian church, I have Chestnut Retreat in Harrisburg. It's just so wonderful, and you know, we always, like you hear, diversity should be celebrated. It should not be anything but celebrated, and it's brought a lot of joy into my life. Every day when I'm in district, I walk with my Turkish friend. She gives me so much enlightenment, and even though we were born and raised cultures apart, my God, it's still the same. I always say if there's smoke, there's fire, and she'll say in Turkey we say if there's a smoke, there's a fire. I mean, it's really funny. So the same sayings, all the same little nuances from different cultures, at the end of the day, brings us together. A real quick funny story that you never really know who you are, right? I mean, I'm raised German. My mom's last name was a German name. Well, I did my DNA, and I'm 50% Italian and 38% Irish, so it explains everything. My hands. Anyway, I just want to thank everybody for being here tonight, and I want to thank you for putting this dinner on. I want to thank the representatives that helped to get all the participation as well. I'm really excited to be here. Thank you for coming, and again, our diversity makes us stronger. Thank you.
Well, good evening, everyone. My name is State Rep Eddie Day Pashinsky, and I'm from northeastern Pennsylvania. I represent the 121st District. And this is one of the greatest examples of how you bring people together and recognize the importance of a few facts. Number one, we only have one life, only one chance to make things better. And we live only in one world. And there was a time when we didn't know each other because we didn't have airplanes, trains, automobiles. And each one of us, coming from different parts of this world, brings something special to all of us when we come together. So from northeastern Pennsylvania, which was primarily immigrants from the eastern part of Europe, Polish, Russian, Italian, Irish, Ukrainian, I have to tell you, they didn't get along. They didn't trust each other. Even though they were all white and they were all Catholic, they went to church. But all you saw different steeples. And it was over time, and it was also love. Boys meeting girls, falling in love, and saying, you know what? That Polak isn't so bad. That Ukrainian isn't so bad. That Italian, that Wop's not so bad. And over time, there was never anything that dealt with immigration. You didn't think about that stuff. This is a new generation, and the rest of the world is coming here. And we're welcoming you, and we're encouraging this kind of event, which brings us together, so that we understand, you know what? It doesn't matter what religion, color, how tall you are, short you are, whatever. We all have a role to play to make our lives better for our children in the future of this great democracy. So again, it's an honor for me to be here today. Ron, great to see you. How about another round of applause for this wonderful musicians here? Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Joe Webster, and I represent a Pennsylvania House District back close to Philadelphia area, Montgomery County. And I'm sitting here watching, and my colleagues have all made astounding comments, so I won't stand between you and dinner, and I will be brief, even though I heard that a couple times already. I will tell you, at our table over here, we've already introduced ourselves, and the questions and answers were a powerful way to do that. So I have new friends from Afghanistan and from Bosnia-Herzegovina, and what we determined after a couple times around, I will tell you, my new friends from Bosnia-Herzegovina said about a football game tomorrow, a soccer game. When Bosnia-Herzegovina scores a goal, I will cheer. When the USA scores a goal, I will cheer. And I think that's, yeah. I think this is an evening for good cheer, and I look forward to enjoying the rest of it and the rest of the program. And I want to say, add my thanks to those of my colleagues for a great evening together. Bye-bye.
Thank you all once more. Oh, yeah, another round. Yes, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we have all heard the devastating news this past week down in Venezuela, the earthquakes. So we'd like to pay our respects and do a moment of silence. And for those who are comfortable, please feel free to send your prayers. But we just wanted to give a moment of silence for the lives that have been lost. Thank you for your time, and thank you to our community members from Venezuela that have joined us this evening. I know our representatives have been saying, hey, you know, they're the ones in between dinner and a speech, and right now I am, and it's a very uncomfortable spot, so I'm gonna further that along, and at this point I would like to invite our long-term friend from the Baha'i community, Mr. Behzad Zandieh, who will be offering a blessing for this evening's meal.
I'm really honored to be asked by my brother Saeed to share with you a prayer from the Baha'i Holy Book of Prayers revealed by Baha'u'llah. And it is testimony to how close we are to our Creator and through Him with each other and everywhere. The Baha'i prayer usually doesn't have an ending because, as it's stated in the Holy Book, that the scattering angels of the Almighty will scatter it all broad and all over the universe, and the heart of every person will be touched by it. So therefore, there is no ending, but we will pause for a few moments to reflect on it. Shall we pray? O my God, make thy beauty to be my food, and thy presence my drink, and thy pleasure my hope, and praise of thee my action, and remembrance of thee my companion, and the power of thy sovereignty my succor. Thou verily art the all-generous, the all-giving, and all-merciful.
Thank you once more. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for dinner. Our tables will be invited one by one. We're going to start with table 1. We will also be accompanied by music here shortly, but please continue your conversations at your tables. Feel free to refer to the questions that you have not had the chance to ask each other yet, but at this time, table 1, we invite you for dinner. Thank you.
Reset.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I know some of you are finishing up your meals, and I know some of you are in the process of getting it. Please go ahead and continue, but we will be proceeding with the next steps of our program here this evening. So at this time, please help me introduce Christina Chen from the Jinyin Temple. Christina serves as the Executive Director of the Jinyin Temple of Sino-Historic Buddhism, a unique religious and cultural landmark located in East Stroudsburg. She is an advocate and a pioneer in interfaith dialogue activities in her region. So, Christina, please welcome.
Good evening, everyone. I hope you guys enjoy the lovely meal. I'm glad that I'm not holding anyone from this delicious Turkish dinner. So my name is Christina Chen, and I am honored to represent the Jinyin Temple and the Sino-Esoteric Buddhist community this evening. When I learned that tonight's theme was shared table, shared futures, I immediately thought of the sacred mandala painting created by our spiritual leader, His Holiness the Vajra Master Jinke Xuanlei, entitled Globe of Peace, Union of Humanity. I would like to invite our Buddhist Dharma brothers from the Jinyin Temple to present the painting and show everybody what it looks like. As you can see, this mandala invites us to imagine the world not as it is divided, but as it could be, united in peace, compassion, and mutual respect. At its heart is the earth, our common home. Surrounding it are founders, sages, saints, and spiritual leaders from the world's great religious traditions, gathered in a circle as symbols of wisdom, compassion, and mutual respect. Woven throughout the artwork are the flags of every country recognized by the United Nations, affirming that every nation, every culture, and every people belong in this vision. Completing the mandala is a circle of world leaders standing hand in hand, symbolizing friendship among nations, dialogue across differences, and our shared responsibility to build a peaceful future. Its message is simple yet profound. Although humanity is diverse in faith, culture, and nationality, we share one earth, one future, and one human family. The mandala reminds us that peace does not require uniformity, and unity does not require sameness. Peace flourishes when people choose respect over prejudice, dialogue over division, and cooperation over conflict. Tonight's gathering is a beautiful reflection of that vision. People from many backgrounds have come together around one table, not to erase our differences, but to celebrate them, learn from one another, and strengthen the bond that unites us. It is our great honor to present this mandala, Globe of Peace and Union of Humanity, to the organizers of this friendship dinner. We offer this mandala as a symbol of friendship, interfaith harmony, and our shared hope for a more peaceful world. May the boundless love of our hearts spread to every corner of the world. May there be no more hatred nor hostility. May all living beings rejoice in this goodwill that brought forth by the love we share. 有缘，安可乐，耶克索。
We would like to invite Secretary Akbar Hussain. This is a gift from there's a gift on behalf of the Buddhist community to the Secretary and to the Commonwealth. Thank you, Christina, and to the Buddhist community, and what a generous gift. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me introduce Rabbi Shoshana Thornburg from the Reformed Congregation, Knesset, Israel. Rabbi Thornburg, you already got the claps, so that's all good. So, Rabbi Thornburg is a lifelong Jewish educator and a dedicated spiritual caregiver. She brings a deep passion for community building and meaningful dialogue. Please welcome her to the podium and another round of applause.
Good evening. Thank you to the organizers for the warm welcome to all of us and such a beautiful and delicious meal. So some of the traditions of some of the people in our room today trace our ancestry to Abraham and Sarah. Not all of us, but many of us. And many of us know that the story that comes from Genesis about Abraham and Sarah, in which Abraham is sitting at the open flap of his tent in the heat of the day, still recovering from his circumcision, which, by the way, he gave himself. He is communing with God. Yet a close reader of the text might ask why he was doing so, exposed in the heat, especially in his delicate state. Jewish tradition opines that he sat at the tent opening in the hopes that he and Sarah might have the chance to offer hospitality to worn-out strangers traveling the hot and rocky desert. In fact, we teach that Sarah and Abraham's tent was always open on 4 sides so that any travelers coming from any direction would find the hospitality of an open tent flap, the promise of respite, nourishment, safety, and welcome. Even more inspiring, and indeed surprising, is the fact that Abraham, seeing three strangers traveling his way, interrupts his conversation with God to greet the approaching men. From this remarkable choice comes the principle that it is more important to show hospitality to guests, even strangers, than it is to receive the divine presence itself. Sarah and Abraham are rewarded for this ethic with the promise of a child in their advanced years. Abraham knows not the names, the peoples, the language, nor the stories of these strangers. This ignorance does not matter. He sees their humanity first. Our ancestors show us here how we should build our lives and our communities. Open the tent wide, seek to serve, welcome, and nourish your fellow human. And it turns out that these three men are not your average humans. They're actually angels, messengers from God. Abraham and Sarah do not know this about them, but they still respond with alacrity and welcome, and an eagerness to serve that supersedes even a desire to be in God's presence. What would our world look like if we opened the tent flaps from every direction? What would our state be like if we were more eager to welcome and serve one another than even to behold the divine presence? What would our commonwealth look like if we could remember that any one among us might be an angel bringing messages of blessing? May we all have the courage to live with this deep knowledge in our hearts and hands, in our cultures and our policies. And I was asked to conclude with a prayer. Source of blessing, wellspring of life, with gratitude we gather as one community, enriched and strengthened by our diversity. I am me, you are you. Together we are us. Our wealth lies in what we have in common. Our commonality is our wealth. Together in this state of Pennsylvania, the bounty we enjoy through your compassion, the abundance we share through your grace, they allow us to come together to expand our circles beyond the tight worlds we are wont to inhabit in our less brave moments. Holy One, give us patience, courage, and wisdom, and may we be worthy of these gifts. We are grateful for the uniqueness of this moment and its sacred possibilities. May it inspire us as we build our shared future together. In Judaism, we're commanded to offer 100 blessings a day. Each one is an opportunity to acknowledge that around us that we sometimes take for granted, but which can emerge as a source of gratitude if we pause to offer a blessing in the moment. I'd like to offer a blessing tonight, a traditional blessing that we recite in Judaism when there's a sacred moment, a special moment, a moment that is unique. The meaning of this blessing is that it is praising God as the source of all things, for the opportunity to be present and alive and living in this special moment. If you know it, which one or two of you might, I invite you to join me in the Shehechianu. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Shehechianu v'kirmanu v'higianu lazman hazeh.
so much, Rabbi. Ladies and gentlemen, a couple items to announce. One for our guests who would like to pray usher, there is space available downstairs. It's one level below. The stairs are right behind a set of stairs. So just keep that noted. Also, we do have, before you leave, we do have gifts for our guests over here at the Peace Island table. Please remember to take one before you leave. And lastly, baklava is going to be served to your table, so hang tight for that. And at this moment, first of all, the LSU Quartet has been doing a great, phenomenal job. Can we get a round of applause for them? They will be.
Good evening. What an honor to be performing to such distinguished friends who dedicated themselves to peace and solidarity. Thank you so much, and thank you for listening.
House in Allison Hill. Allison Hill is one of the poorest neighborhoods in Harrisburg. The Catholic Worker Movement is an anarchist Catholic movement that began in 1933 in New York City in the midst of the Great Depression, in a great economic crisis. A French peasant philosopher, Peter Morin, and a journalist, Dorothy Day. They decided to find a radical solution to the problems of the day by going to the roots. That's what radical means, right? Getting to the root of the matter. It's been so beautiful to see this word and this practice of hospitality being lived out tonight, preached and practiced, as other speakers have gestured to, for people of the book, for Muslims, for Christians, for our Jewish brothers and sisters. Hospitality, as it's practiced in the Near East, is the common root of our faiths. Rabbi Shoshana brought up and elevated the example of Abraham. We see throughout the Jewish and Christian scriptures examples of hospitality leading to blessings beyond our imagination. For Abraham and Sarah, their hospitality results in a child, otherwise thought to be impossible. In the book of Kings, a widow offers to the prophet Elijah, her last bit of flour, and she finds that flour lasts her for months and months and months. So hospitality, as we've been told, is a way to overcome the barriers between us, and also perhaps the barriers we put up in our minds of what is possible. Hospitality is the core of our practice in the Catholic Worker Movement. The House of Hospitality that James, my partner, and I live at in Allison Hill has been here for 30 years. Every Wednesday at 11 a.m., we open our doors to the community. We're all welcome. And we never know who will walk in, what angels in disguise. We meet Haitian parents terrified for the fate of their children as they become a persecuted and unwelcome minority in this country where they have sought safety. We meet recent asylum seekers looking for help getting their work permits. We meet mothers whose husbands are in ICE detention, sometimes languishing there for months and years. We welcome all of our neighbors, housed and unhoused, immigrant and native Pennsylvanian, into our doors. We don't have the solutions, but we find as a community, every problem can be solved or it can be endured. Community expands our imaginations beyond the limits we might have in place and shows us another world is possible. I'm going to share, I've been looking for words from Peter Morin, who's the co-founder of the Catholic Worker, to use as a benediction. He can say it better than I. I've been having a hard time finding words of his that don't end with a challenge, but end with comfort. Dorothy Day and Peter Morin said that their role was to comfort the afflicted and afflict the comfortable. So as one of the comfortable, I find myself afflicted a lot of times by the challenge in these words. But this is a short, easy essay or blessing, a 3-verse poem by Peter Morin that I think will be a gift to all of us to carry with us. So this is called The Way Out. The world would be better off if people tried to become better, and people would become better if they stopped trying to become better off. For when everybody tries to become better off, nobody is better off. But when everybody tries to become better, everybody is better off. Everybody would be rich if nobody tried to become richer, and nobody would be poor if everybody tried to be the poorest. And everybody would be what he or she ought to be if everybody tried to be what we want the other fellow to be. Thank you.
Thank you again for those wonderful words. Ladies and gentlemen, at this point in our program, I'd like to welcome our next guest, who is Sister Layla Muhammad. Sister Layla is an educator, community advocate, and respected interfaith speaker who has dedicated her life to preserving the legacy of her father, Imam Muhyiddin Muhammad, and her grandfather, Elijah Muhammad, who is the founder of Nation of Islam. As a member of the Imam Muhyiddin Muhammad community, which is the single largest demographic of Muslim Americans, she has traveled extensively, fostering interreligious dialogue and building bridges of understanding among people of diverse faiths. Her commitment to service has earned national recognition as she became the first African-American Muslim woman to offer a prayer at the Interfaith Presidential Inaugural Service during the Obama administration, and is also the recipient of the President's Lifetime Achievement Award. Without further ado, please help me in giving a warm friendship dinner welcome to Sister Layla Muhammad.
Peace be unto everyone. Good evening. As he said those nice things about me, I'll just say that I'm Layla, Sister Layla, people call me, and I'm very grateful and humbled to be here in this space in a professional way, but even more than that personally. 66 years ago, I was born in Philadelphia. And just a couple of years I lived there. As he mentioned in my bio, my father, Imam Muhyiddin Muhammad, or Wallace Muhammad, as you know him, the son of Elijah Muhammad, my grandfather. He was a minister in Philadelphia in 1959. And he and my mother were young newlyweds, and I was born there. And I brag about being fulfilled. Turn on the heat, turn it off, and put those beautiful things in a glass bowl so that the world can see the beautiful diversity that is American spice. Dua, supplication, with a similarity to what many Muslims do when their child is born, or what my father recited in my ear when I was born in this great state of Pennsylvania. And I'm going to say it in Arabic. It is the opening chapter of the Quran. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim. Maliki Yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. Amen. And if you don't know, just check out my assistant AI for the translation. Thank you again very much. It's a pleasure for me. I'm very humbled and grateful. Brother Saeed, and our other brother Saeed, and all the other people who put this together.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we are coming to the end of our evening, I just want to say that sincere thank you to everyone who made tonight possible. Our host committee, our partner organizations, our faith leaders, our elected officials, and all of you for being here with openness and with intent. What we've experienced here tonight is exactly what a shared table, a shared future is all about. It's about real conversations, new connections, and people coming together across differences. Our hope is that this is just the beginning. With the continued support of our host committee and all of you, we truly believe that this can grow into a lasting tradition here at the Capitol for years to come. As a special keepsake for this year's Friendship Dinner, a community member artist has created handcrafted resin art pieces to commemorate this evening and its theme. Each piece is individually crafted using crystal clear resin, deep blue pigments, and gold accents, creating a unique design that symbolizes the beauty of bringing diverse people together in friendship. They are now available for you at the display table, so please take some home before you leave, as a reminder of the connections we've made here this evening and the memories we've shared together. Thank you for being a part of tonight and for helping build not just a shared table, but a shared future with peace. I hope everybody has a good evening. We will still continue to hear more performance from the Elysium Quartet as they play music here for us in the background. Please stick around and have conversations. I am going to ask our legislators, our faith leaders, and anybody that would like to come join in a group picture to go up towards the stairs, but it's going to have to be navigated to the right here so we don't interfere with their setup and what they have here. So thanks again and have a good night.
Okay, please everyone, join this amazing picture. This is gonna be a great memory from today. So we shared the table, now it's time to share the photo. Please join us. Thank you for coming. Okay, come. See you too. Thank you very much. Thank you for the prayer. Thank you.
Bununla çekiyorum. Şu an videoda
So the
çekiyorum.
friends that haven't still
Buradan
joined,
iyi çıkmıyor.
don't you like us?
Fotoğraf-
Come on, join us.
Fotoğrafa geçeceğim şimdi. Millet tam
So
çıksın.
you all will receive this picture. I think it's going to be a very, very significant and a memory that will last for a long time. So please join us. Let's make this a unforgettable.
That's good. Şimdi edecek. Şikayet etmediniz sanırım.
Onlar benden şikayet ediyorlar. Evet. Kimi görseler şikayet ediyorlar. Abi Hikmet abi şikayet ediyor. Right. What kind of phone? iPhone?
Niye?
Abi Türkiye'de arınıyor.
Geliyorsun.
Thank you. Got that?
Etrafı döndür falan çek.
I just